Welcome back to Insider Weekly. We're going to talk about what's coming up in UND Athletics. We've got basketball, we've got hockey as always. It's that time of year for sure, guys. So let's start with hockey this time. And Brad, Niagara comes to town, the number 59 team in pairwise. This is a no-win situation for North Dakota, isn't it?
Yeah, like I told you on Saturday night, I think this is, it sounds strange to say it, but this is probably the most important series that they will play in the second half of the season, because no series has the ability to damage their pairwise ranking like this one does. So these are going to be two huge games for them. Need to take care of business against this team, otherwise you could be looking at this one come March as one that really affected them.
And we've come to know as well that in the last several years, anybody can step in anywhere and beat anybody.
Yes.
It just happens.
And this team just lost two one-goal games to Air Force last weekend, and UND has one-goal game with Air Force, and so could it happen? Yes, it could. Should it? No. They should take care of business this weekend, but this is one where it'll be very important for them to not drop one.
Is this Zane McIntyre's team the rest of the way? Is there any game that he may get a rest in, or is he just going to play the rest of the season? How does it look there?
I wouldn't be totally shocked if Cam Johnson plays one this weekend. He played a little bit better against the U18s. I think they still want to get him in there just in case something happens. I mean, a couple of years ago, Zane was the man, and all of a sudden after the regional game, his foot swelled up a little bit, and he couldn't go in the regional championship. And UND had Clark Saunders to come in, and Saunders was experienced. He was ready to go. He played a really good game against Yale, and they didn't win that game, but just in case that happens, maybe they want to get Cam some reps.
The women go to The Ohio State University, and where are they at this point now?
Well, I mean, at this point, they're not going to get an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. We know that. They could win the rest of their games. It's not going to happen. So I think right now you want to build some momentum for the end of the season for the tournament. You can still, there's a chance you can win the tournament and get into the NCAAs. And the other thing is the WCHA Final Faceoff is in Grand Forks this year, and you don't want to be sitting at home at that time when they're playing in your building. So I think you want to build as high of a seed as possible, and Ohio State's going to be one of those teams that's key because they're going to fit in the same area in the standings that UND will.
Basketball guys, both playing Northern Colorado. One game this week on Saturday, the women at Northern Colorado, the men at home against Northern Colorado. What can we expect there?
Well, first of all, I think it's probably good that they have a week to kind of address some of the things and have a little time. They don't have that game and turnaround on Thursday where you're traveling. If you're the ladies, you're not traveling on Wednesday to get somewhere to play a game on Thursday. So both teams probably enjoying that they have a few extra days to kind of prep for their showdowns with Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado's women's program is always usually very solid, and so is the men's. So both challenges on the men's side here at the Betty. They want to get something out of this homestand. It was a 3-game homestand to starting last week, and the Bears were able to get some wins on their homestand. They come to Grand Forks now, so North Dakota are trying to desperately get something out of it here at the Betty this weekend.
Tom, can we go must-win for the men's team?
Well, I don't know. You're starting to reach. It's early in the year, but you're starting to reach that point where we touched on it earlier, where UND, the women's side, if they're in that conversation to host at the end of the year, this game with Northern Colorado is probably going to be pretty big. And on the men's side, if you're looking at the end of the year about getting into one of those 8 spots in the conference tournament, a matchup with Northern Colorado is going to be key with that too, because it looks like maybe Northern Colorado is also in that conversation to reach the tournament after that list of maybe 4 teams that are at the top end of that.
These are getting close. It's getting important this time of year.